Good morning, afternoon or evening, everyone, wherever you are in the world. Welcome back to Antique Central, and today we're going to have a look at a small haul of about 8 items that I picked up at auctions and antique fairs and charity shops over the last couple of weeks. Now, just before we start, very quickly, we've had a little run on subscribers, so thank you very much for that. And if you are a new subscriber, let me know where in the world you're from, and I'll add you to the digital subscriber list at the end of this video, and you'll see it scrolling up the screen. So if you want your location on that list, let me know in the comments below. So, to coin a well-used phrase in the world of YouTube, let's take a look at the antiques and vintage haul that I picked up over the last couple of weeks. And included in this haul is probably one of the strangest things I've ever bought. So I'll show you that at the end of the video. Right, first up we have a LRI, or Lakeland Rural Industries, hand-hammered, and that's easy for me to say, pin dish. And how do I know it's LRI? Because it says so on the base. And I'll see if I can show you in close-up. There we go. Oh, I don't know if this will focus. Might do, might not do. But along there, it says LRI, stainless steel, and the actual name of the dish, which is Borrowdale. And Borrowdale, as some of you will know if you live in England, is an area in the Lake District, which is an absolutely beautiful part of England. It's up north from where I live in the Midlands. It's a big tourist destination, and as a result of that, you get quite a lot of arts and crafts style products made out of there to sell to tourists. Now, when I say arts and crafts, what's important to note is, although this is in the arts and crafts style, as you can see with the hand beaten finish and it's not exactly scalloped, but the detail around the rim, it's actually mid-century, which is when LRI, or Lakeland Rural Industries, were operating. So it'd be around that 1950s, 60s period, and not arts and crafts, which we all now know was late 19th, early 20th century. But it's got that quality. I picked it up and I did pay a little bit, probably too much for it. They're not uncommon, but I paid £10 at an antiques fair, and I've got it listed on my antiquecentral.co.uk website for £25, including shipping. So I'm not going to make my 3x profit target on this, but I just really liked it, and I just wanted to put it on the website. And for those of you that don't know, when a dealer or anyone in the trade says 3x or 5x or 10x, they're referring to the profit they want to make in the context of the purchase price. So 3x, for example, on this item, which I bought for £10, would be to sell it for £30. So that's 3 times 10, 30. And obviously, from my point of view, the 3x would cover the cost of the purchase, £10, my overheads for running the business, £10, and a small profit of £10. But I don't think it will make that. They're too common. So I have listed it, and you can, as I said, you can go to the website. I've listed it for £25, including shipping. So if any of you out there are interested, then there you go. Lovely little mid-century pin dish. Next up, we have a what I think is a lovely jewellery box. Now, I bought this at auction for, I think it was less than £10, or around £10 anyway. And it's a marquetry jewellery box. Now, what's the difference between marquetry and parquetry? I hear you all asking. Well, one way to look at it, and this is how I look at it, is that marquetry is all about decorative design. So marquetry will be small pieces of wood inlaid in such a way to reflect flowers or scenic landscape or wildlife, birds, so on and so forth. Now, parquetry is more about geometric patterns. So that's why they say parquet floor. So if you think about it, how often have you seen a parquet floor with decorative design in it? You don't really, do you? I'm sure there's somewhere in the world there will be one, but generally speaking, parquet floors are laid out in a geometric design, and marquetry is more decorative design. Now, good example of that is, you can see there, I hope this again is in focus. So it's rather than being geometric design, it's more decorative design. Now, there aren't any animals or landscapes and so on, but it's still, in my opinion anyway, it's still marquetry rather than parquetry. But if you disagree, let me know in the comments below. It has 1, 2, 3, 4 drawers, and not exactly secret, but 2 more drawers when you pull out this piece here. And inside each of the drawers, somebody's actually applied some green baize, which I'll probably leave in there. It hasn't been applied very well, but I will leave it. It's the original baize that came with the jewellery box. So that'll stay. There you go. There are, without tipping all the drawers out, no maker's marks at all. Where's it from in the world? Oh, hard to say. I suspect, based on the design, it's Oriental. The wood, it's not oak. I don't think it's mahogany, but it does have that red tint to it. Be nice if it was. Yeah, I'll probably stick with Oriental, but I can't specify exactly where it is from. So value-wise, as I say, I didn't pay very much for it. It's all around about £10, including auction fees. I will probably be listing this in the region of £35 to £45, including shipping. So lovely little marquetry jewellery box. Next up, we have something completely different, and you all know I like my metalware, so I couldn't resist picking this up, or these up, and they are 2 wall-mounted cast iron, or at least wrought steel, coat hooks. Would you call them coat hooks? Highly decorative. They're not a matching pair, but they're obviously made by the same blacksmith. I think they're fantastic. I picked both of these up for a total of £4, I think it was, from an antiques fair. And it's a decorative floral design. You see the leaf there. So for £4, I wasn't going to leave these behind. And they are wall mounted. You can see the holes there that you can attach them. When you show, yeah, there you go. You can see the the holes there for the screws. And I think for a country cottage interior decor style, they would be absolutely fantastic. £4, I'm not going to lose money on this. If I lose money on these, then I'm going to pack it. So I will probably be listing these, the pair, as a pair, I think, for around £25. And we'll see how they go. As I mentioned, they are wrought steel. Now, by wrought steel, I mean it's handmade, blacksmith made, and there you go. Now, cast iron does have magnetic properties as well, but I think these are wrought steel rather than cast iron. They're not quite heavy enough to be cast iron. So I'm saying wrought steel. Nice design, unique. I've never seen anything like it before. So I'm hoping they will sell well. And if you want to check them out in the next week or so, head over to the website. And I always have problems with remembering where the URL is on the screen because it kind of reverses. But I think it's down there. And if I'm wrong, it'll be over there. But I think it's down there. So antiquecentral.co.uk won't be up for a few days, but probably within a week. Next up, we have something completely different, yet again, which is why this is such an interesting haul. And here we go. It's spice straws. 3 of them, and they are ceramic. There you go. There's a way of getting these out, which I can never remember how you do it. Basically, stops them from falling out. I think actually I'll leave them in, to be quite honest with you, because as you can see, they are, well, there we go. They are just white inside, so nothing particular to see inside. But lovely, beautiful decoration. I picked these up, or this up, for £3 from a charity shop. Now, I don't typically buy from charity shops. But if I'm walking past and I see an absolute no-brainer, I will pop in and buy it. And this was one of those occasions. I was walking past, saw it, and I thought, well, find out how much it costs. Well, they're asking for it, and then take it from there. And they were asking £3. Now, the larger ones you can get, they're sort of stacked with 9 drawers or 6 drawers, can easily sell for £40 plus. Google them, have a look. You'll see they're certainly sort of 35, 40, probably up to £60. So this particular one, which is a nice small size, as I say, I bought it for £3, and I will be listing this on my website for probably, and it might change, but probably £30, including shipping. And that's shipping to the UK mainland. Unfortunately, I don't ship internationally due to the cost of shipping and import duties for the buyer. It just doesn't make it viable within my business plan. I mean, if you are abroad and you want to pay a huge amount for it, then get in touch. You can contact me via the website. But I don't typically ship abroad. So I think it's a lovely decorative item. As I say, it's ceramic. And one of the things that attracted me to it, and this is always important whenever you're buying, is the condition of it. There's no scratches or on the paintwork or the design. It is slightly raised. Again, I don't know. I'll probably tip these drawers out, I think. But along there's a raised design around the top. I just think it's a very attractive piece. About £35, including shipping, and I was really pleased with that. And the other thing is no chips in the ceramics at all, so it's pretty mint condition. So nice find. Very happy with that. Next up, we have a Coalbrookdale pierced cast iron dish or plate. Now, I know it's Coalbrookdale because the old glasses on. It says on the base. Now, again, I don't know whether you can see that. Yeah, there you go. I think you can actually. Yeah, Coalbrookdale. And that's cast. The maker's mark is cast into the base. Now, Coalbrookdale are an incredibly famous manufacturer who are based in the Midlands. I think Staffordshire. And they were part of the Industrial Revolution, if I remember correctly. They were formed in that period in the 19th century when the Industrial Revolution in the UK was really taking off. And so I suspect this is antique, or certainly early part of the 20th century. Now, paid, I think, I probably overpaid for it again, just because I love it. I do have a habit of doing this. If I see something and I want it, and it's not really silly money, I'll actually pay for it to own it. And even if I live with it for a while, put it on the website anyway, but live with it for a while and enjoy owning it, I'm more than happy with that. Life's very short, and to pass up opportunities of owning items like this, I don't know. I can't get my head around it, really. I'll always just buy it. And I think I paid around £20 for it. And resale value is a little bit more than that. Not a huge amount more. I'm certainly not going to make my 3x target. I explained about that earlier. So, I don't know. This will probably go on the website for £30 to £40, including shipping. I will do a little bit more research because it's in very good condition. No cracks, no damage, because the piercing or the casting is very detailed. So you can see there the, I don't know whether, it's, I think it's a Greek goddess on a dolphin. Can't remember. If you know the name of her, let me know in the comments below. But the piercing, the actual piercing in the casting is really good, really high quality, as you'd expect with Coalbrookdale. So there you go. So Coalbrookdale, cast iron, pierced plate with a remnants of a gilt finish as well, which adds a little bit of value. Still got the gilt finish on it. Quite often you find these and it's completely gone. So that's another thing that attracted me to it at the time. Right. That is the largest item of the haul. And it is, I think I might have to step back for this. It's a hand-carved, well, would you call it a butler's tray? I suppose so, because it's got the handles at the end, so it'd be good for serving on, but I think it's more decorative due to the nature of the carving, because if you were trying to stand a small wine glass or something onto that, and it's quite, the relief of the carving is you know, it's quite deep, so you know, it might overbalance quite easily. So I think it's more decorative or for larger plates. When I saw it, I thought it might be German Black Forest. If it is, then it's worth a lot of money. Didn't pay a lot for it, up to around a £10, that is. But even if it's not German, I still think it will sell for £25 to £35 on the website, just because of the quality of the carving. And it's an elderly man and an elderly woman, probably farmers or you know, with some scalloped design. But it's really well done. It's artisan made, which attracted me to it. So that was always going to come home with me. I was always going to buy that. We go back to this thing, I want to own it. So, yeah, I mean, I'm making a bit of a confession here, aren't I? yes, I am a dealer. Yes, I am here to make a profit and make money. But also, if I see something, then I let my heart rule my head quite often, and I will buy these things. It's unlikely I'm ever going to lose money on them, to be honest. But break even probably. But yeah. If you agree with me and you're a little bit this way as well, let me know in the comments below, because that'll make me feel better. So there we go. So a lovely hand-carved, possibly German or Austrian butler's serving tray. Price-wise, I might contradict myself now, but the more I'm looking at it, the more I'm thinking about £45 including shipping. And we'll see how we get on. Right. Now, this was just to show the variety of the stock that I try and buy. No age to these at all, but they attracted me because of the quality. And also, they will more than likely go to the flea market tubs or the table rather than on the website. But it's a collection of wooden napkin rings. So each ring, you put your napkin in at the dining table. Now, they only cost £2, I think. So I'll snap these up for the flea market. I will probably sell them for between £10 to £15. More than likely being a flea market nearer £10. But they're, I thought they might have been, I think they call it Mocklin ware, which is Scottish. And they could be, I'm not sure. But when I first saw it, I thought, is it a tartan design? And that's typical of the Mocklin ware. I hope I'm saying that right, Mocklin. Again, if I'm not, let me know in the comments below. I can't keep everything in my head. I am a general dealer, which means that I know a tiny little bit about a lot of things, but not much about anything. So it's the condition of them, really, and the price I was able to buy them for. As I say, they could be Mocklin ware. And Mocklin, I think, is a village in Scotland, in the UK. So, yeah, I don't know, 10 to £15 at best for these. But it's a nice pattern. And if you're holding a dinner party, or you want to show off to your friends and family, then these would be perfect. So, because they're on the in the flea market tubs, they won't appear on the website. But if you are interested in them and you live in the UK, I'm sorry about that to the international viewers, but you can get in touch with me via the website and we can do a little deal. It's up to you. Leave it with you. So there you go. Lovely set of 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. So a full set of 6 napkin rings. Possibly Scottish. Not certain about that. Right, there you go. And finally, this is probably one of the strangest items I've ever bought. And not strange because it's weird and unusual, just because of how it's made. When I first bought it, I thought, well, I think I know what it is, but it's such a complex little item that it confused me, and bought it at auction for, I don't know, around sort of a tenner, something like that. I never really paid much more than that at auctions. Because obviously I won it, and I spoke to friends of fellow dealers at the auction and asked them what they thought about it. And they were as confused as I was why it's been made like this. So anyway, I'll show you. Here it is. Now, I may have shown you this before, but since then, I've just got more and more confused about it, really, about why it's made like this. Now, it's an inkwell. Now, how do I know that? Well, it's got a little lid, and if you look in the lid, there you go. You can see the ink on the cork insert. So it's obviously an inkwell, and it's in perfect condition as well. I should hold it up a little bit more there. It's in perfect condition. Well, what you saying? Why are you saying it's unusual? Well, that's the little copper lid. We know it's copper because we do the magnet test on it. Actually, I think, having done the magnet test on it, it's actually copper plated, because if you look, it's clearly copper plated. But if you look, there is a magnetic property. Well, there you go. That says it all, doesn't it? So it's copper plated lid, which will give it a little bit more strength, actually, if it's steel inside. Or the other, actually, I wonder if... no, I think... Now, this is why it's always worth double checking, because if you look, they've attached the cork. Is this going to focus? They've attached the cork inside with steel staple. I think you probably call it a staple. Now, I think this magnet, because it's incredibly powerful, is actually the magnetic property of the steel is what's attracting it. Because look, if I put it on the side, there's no magnetic property. It's basically the steel staple in there, and that's what the magnet's sensing. So, yeah, so copper top on a glass cubed inkwell, which you can remove, and there that's how it sits into the brass base. So I'll put this down, and the brass base has the hole in it for it to sit in to secure it. But then you can take the base, that actual base off, and it sits on a little pedestal. Again, brass. It's got a tin insert as well, so that won't. Yeah, it's sensing the tin inside. So there you go. That's the tin, but it's brass plated, and there's, you can see there. So that's the tin, the bottom of it, which is tin. So it just seems so over-engineered to me. I don't understand why it would be that complex. Now, I've looked it up, and I think I've got a little bargain here. Probably paid around a tenner for it, something like that. But I think it's French Art Deco. And with a lead crystal inkwell. Actually, I remember now, I bought this from another dealer, and he wanted £5 for it, which I paid him. So, yeah, it wasn't part of an auction. It was from another dealer. And he wanted the £5, so I paid him the £5. He actually, I think he bought it as part of a job lot because he was after something else, so he didn't really want this. So I snapped it up. And I think potentially this could be, if it's Art Deco, lead crystal French, upwards of £60, including shipping to the UK. So I think I've got myself a little gem there, which I'm really, really pleased about. So there you go. That concludes today's haul. I hope the video hasn't been too long, and if you are still watching, please like, comment, share and subscribe, or maybe one of those. And I think probably one of the more important ones at the moment is to hit the like button. It takes a fraction of a second and doesn't cost you anything. So if you can support the channel and the community by liking this video, then I'd really, really appreciate that. Right, thank you for watching. Take care, stay safe, and I'll see you next time.